Hi and welcome, I'm Paul. This is Dave. He hangs out and watches stuff with me. This is a reaction to House of the Dragon, Season 1, Episode 8. Last episode was a great dragon heist, and I didn't expect that at all, honestly. To have a child that just steals Vhagar. And yeah, he is a Targaryen, so it makes sense that he could do that, but I just never expected that to happen. There was also a small scare in terms of Rhaenyra, where I thought she actually died because she got cut by Alicent and so much blood was pooling out that I just thought, oh wow, they could actually have severed the artery and accidentally and killed her. It's a Game of Thrones thing to do, but apparently, so far, there haven't been any deaths that are truly, just mind-blowing, head-popping off. Although to be fair, in Game of Thrones, that didn't really happen until, I think, episode 9 of the first season. If I recall, with Ned Stark, of course. Also, I just wanted to mention, I am not going to read any comments until I finish the show. I think it's just too easy to accidentally leave a spoiler, and I know I watch other reaction channels myself for shows I've already seen, and when you want to comment something, it's so easy to give away some piece of information that is relevant later on that you don't even think about in the comment because the whole story is naturally laid out in your brain. So because of that, I'm just not going to read anything until they end, and then after I finish the last 3 episodes, I'll go back and read all the comments, and that'll be a fun thing to do and realize how wrong I was myself, and feel free to make fun of me in the comments, spoil anything you want because I won't read it until the end, and just, talk amongst yourselves. Totally cool. The war is definitely brewing, but Viserys is still hanging on, so I don't know how many more episodes. Honestly, it's possible that he survives the whole season, and this is more like laying the foundation. I didn't even look up if there's other seasons coming. I'm assuming there are, but maybe there aren't. So if there are, it's possible that this is just the first season, slow build up. There won't be any war this season. Maybe. I guess we'll find out. Let's get right into it. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Oh, George Martin was an executive producer. I wonder if he's directly involved in the show. Obviously he wrote the books, but I wonder if he's more involved in the show. It definitely feels like he is, with a lot of the dialogue.
It's been near 6 years since I last saw my lord husband, Maester. I must know. Will he live?
Ship's Maester said he burns from within.
Wait, is this Corlys? 6 years passed again? I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think that's what happened?
The ravens came in from
Evenfall, Princess.
They were distraught, of course, at the end of the last episode, thinking that their son died.
Be made ready to receive him.
The sea snake is strong.
No doubt. And yet I have seen blood fever overcome men half his age. And who will take the driftwood throne?
My grandmother seems quite comfortable here.
She presides only in the absence of her husband. I am the sea snake's own blood. The closest kin he has left.
Be careful, good brother. None can take your words for treason.
Yeah. Getting Daemon vibes again.
Calamity after calamity. My brother cares only for the history books.
Yeah, legacy.
Driftmark is mine, by all rights. But it's not a king who sits the Iron Throne these days, good sister. It's a queen.
Okay, is Viserys is actually dead, or he just passed it on early? Sometimes I get confused on the locations. I think that's Dragonstone, though. And I think we did jump 6 years again, if I understood correctly. And if we did, then I would be very surprised if Viserys is still alive. As much as the first time, I guess. Is that dragon excrement? So harvesting an egg. I'm not entirely clear on how that works. Are dragons asexual and just reproduce by themselves? Just by laying eggs? 3 eggs. Wow. I love old school parchment like that. I need to get some. It's a very nice dress.
and landed at the Blackwater Rush.
Suits her well. And of course, green versus red, right?
She knew that. Dranyot.
Yeah, I think
Yot.
6 years passed. Okay. I think that's all the time jumps, though.
Killed.
Felled. It is a related word. I don't expect you to learn High Valyrian in a day, Jace.
A king should honor the traditions of his forebears.
Depose your own mother, you have plenty of time to study.
So she is queen now, but she's in Dragonstone.
He means to call into question Luke's legitimacy. And by extension, Jace, and by extension, my own claim to the throne. Disagreement. She believes we had her son killed so that we might marry.
Yes.
And my father...
He's actually still alive, isn't he? He's a tough man. Alright, to King's Landing. The Red Keep. I always thought that was a cool design. Perched on the edge of a cliff, facing out into the narrow sea. I wonder where this was actually filmed. Because that's not CGI, that's a real building. A real castle.
Welcome back, Princess.
I wonder if Otto is still here.
I would say it's nice to be home, but I scarcely recognize it.
Of which, the Septons have...
Okay, yeah, Otto's still there.
For the festival of the Mother.
So Viserys is still alive but ill,
For that exhaustive account.
and Alicent is ruling in his stead, is what I'm guessing.
The crown must choose what is best for the realm.
He is Laenor's son. What grounds could there be
What
for...
indeed?
It's about the prince. There's been a delicate situation in his apartments.
Yeah, Viserys' recreation of King's Landing. Still as impressive as ever. Is he here right now? I'm assuming she wants to see her father,
Father?
who's not doing so well. He survived. So this is 18 years past the first episode, where his wound wouldn't heal. Did not expect that. If he died in the first episode, oh my god, he's still clinging to life. That is incredible. But how sad that would be for Rhaenyra, though, to see that. You want to be remembered as a man as very strong. Especially to your children.
Rhaenyra.
Wow. Does he even remember? I don't know if it was accidental, but how similar Daemon and Demon sounds. Just saying.
It's been so long.
Oh man. That's just sad.
It was resurgent.
Seeing him like this is almost worse than death.
Father? There's someone we wish to introduce you to.
Did he lose an eye? At least he still has one, but damn, not going well. And right, they're brothers, close in age, and look how healthy Daemon is, and...
And this is Viserys.
Aww. That's sweet. Naming
That is a name
him after
fit for a king.
her father. It sure is. Fit for a king. He must be in so much pain, too.
I'm sorry.
There's no morphine back in this day.
My tea.
This?
Milk of the poppy.
Yes.
He's interested in what's in it.
Come here, sweetling.
Who is this? Why is she so terrified?
I understand you found yourself in some trouble.
When I turned, I didn't see him. I asked him to stop, Your Grace.
Did he attack her or more? Seriously? And then she's the one that feels terrified and even telling? At least Alicent is not cruel. I hope. Of course, you can't tell anyone,
What
right?
to worry about? You were alone with the prince, were you not?
Yes.
His word against yours.
They might think you were trying to besmirch the prince, or worse.
She's probably gonna banish her, I'm guessing.
I know you won't.
Don't have her killed or anything like that. Come on. She's gonna give her money to go away. Yeah. Is that poison?
Best to be certain.
Oh, okay, no, it's just the abortion tea. I can't get over that. I hope it's not poison. I mean, that'd be a way to trick someone into it.
What is it? What is it? That's all you can say for yourself.
Something happened.
Doesn't even remember.
Egon, the one you said fleeing from your company.
Oh, it was just harmless fun. She didn't need
Oh my God.
get upset about it.
How can you keep carrying on like this, especially on a day like today?
Why? What is it today?
He deserves that and more. Not as bad as Joffrey in Game of Thrones, but... Man, that's harsh. But I get it.
I try so hard, but it will never be enough for you or father.
It's not hard to be a good person, a decent person. Is it? Even if you're raised in luxury, just take into account other people's feelings and emotions and don't violate them, right? Pretty basic.
Princess Rhaenyra and Prince Daemon.
How are they going to get along now?
The joy of your presence.
Oh yeah, the cut, of course. That's who's looking at that.
I do not rule, as you well know. My father and I are mere stewards of the king's will and wisdom.
No, Alicent, you are the de facto ruler.
It subjects him to considerable pain on the advice of the maesters.
The maesters, of course.
Rhaenyra, if you would see him without it, almost blind with suffering.
Yeah, clearly still animosity between them, mistrust. Understandable, I get it, but it is unfortunate. Yeah, the rumors are still there.
No one would question me being heir to Driftmark. If I look more like Sir Laenor of Velaryon.
This is cool. Sir Criston at it. Wait, is that... Okay, no, that's not Sir... Is that Sir Criston? I think so. Yeah. Well, he's adapted well to having only one eye. It's impressive. I mean, if you try fighting with just one eye, you lose depth perception. It's not easy. You're just doing anything with one eye. Oh, is this Corlys? He did survive then. Quite a mighty entrance.
Hold your nerve, my queen. What we do for the good of the realm.
He may yet live.
But we must be prepared if he does not.
Okay, no, it was just his brother. They do look similar, obviously. We haven't seen him then.
Will you want a child at the command of the greatest fleet in Westeros?
Yeah, but if you go against the wishes of Corlys, then his subjects would oppose that, no? Because it's public knowledge.
Baela said you might be here. She's done well as your ward. I wondered for many an hour what your purpose was. You intend to advocate for yourself. This is no fair proceeding. It is a trap. Set by the Queen in the Hand, I'd wager, to proclaim my son illegitimate.
Yet you did worse than that with Laenor.
Exactly. To her knowledge. They don't know, she doesn't know, that they just sent him away.
I loved your son. You may not believe it to be true, but I did.
And she can't tell the queen-to-be. Never was. Because then her marriage to Daemon is invalid.
I'll make you an offer.
I don't know. I don't think she believes her.
Back Luke's claim, and let us betroth Laena's children to mine. Baela will be Queen of the Seven Kingdoms.
A generous offer. Or a desperate one.
What does it matter?
Both?
But tomorrow the High Towers land their first blow. They force you to your knees. And I must stand alone.
I think her position is simple. She just thinks that Rhaenyra is responsible for killing her son. And I get that. If you're so convinced that someone killed your son, or is responsible for hiring someone to do it, I don't have children, but I can only imagine the kind of anger, and that would never leave you, even after 6 years, would always be there.
No, it's Rhaenyra, Father. The Song of Ice and Fire, do you believe it to be true?
Oh, we're going back to that. Yeah, he definitely believes it.
You told me it was our duty to hold the realm united against a common foe. By naming me heir, you divided the realm.
It's true. But he thought she was the only one who could actually handle the responsibility of that legend.
But the burden is a heavy one.
Can only imagine.
If you wish me to bear it, then defend me. And my children.
He's just too weak and hopped up on milk of the poppy. Which Alicent said was just for his benefit, and I'm sure he is actually in pain, so there is some truth to that, but... Oh man. Seeing your father like that and being alone in the den of wolves and having people hate you because they think you killed their son. It's not a ideal position by any means. Not by any means.
I want to have supper, Otto. It is the morning, Your Grace. Tonight.
Oh. Okay.
All of my family are gathered at the Red Keep.
Is this his big hoorah? Get off milk of the poppy, endure the pain, have one last final supper? Religious undertones in that, but put that to the side. He does want to support Rhaenyra as much as he physically can. Damn. Again, this is good acting. Oh man, his teeth are completely gone. He doesn't want it. He wants to be coherent.
Just arrange the supper.
He's not eating. Look at him. He's skin and bones.
We gather here with the grim task of dealing with the succession of Driftmark, Sir Vaemond of House Velaryon.
His brother is a pragmatic choice. He's old enough and has the gravitas to actually command a navy.
When the doom fell on Valeria, our houses became the last of their kind. The true, unimpeachable blood of House Velaryon runs through my veins.
As it does in my sons, the offspring of Laenor Velaryon.
This is about the future and survival of my house, not yours.
Princess Rhaenyra, you may now speak for your son, Viserys Velaryon.
If I am to grace this fast with some answer, I will start by reminding the court that nearly 20 years ago in this very...
Corlys? No, Viserys, okay. She asked for help and she's gonna get it, right?
I'm the Rhoynar, and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so proud for him. Well, of him. I can't imagine the pain he's under. He's wearing a mask. Or partly masked. I don't know if he's even gonna make it to dinner, but... Every single step is a challenge. I hope he makes it and can support his daughter. Because in naming her heir, he did put a lot of weight and pressure and tragedy in her life. So I do think he owes it to her, but of course, only to the extent he's physically able to help.
I will sit the throne today.
Yes, you will. And even get up the stairs, the steps. Daemon, his brother, yeah. And his story of brothers today. Even though I don't like Daemon, I am glad that they're reconnecting. After falling in and out and in and out and in and out of favor with each other.
I must admit,
My confusion. I do not understand why petitions are being heard over a settled succession.
It was ever my husband's will that Driftmark pass through Selenor to his true-born son, Viserys Velaryon. As a matter of fact, the Princess Rhaenyra has just informed me of her desire to marry her sons Jace and Luke to Lord Corlys's granddaughters, Baelor and
Taking up the offer. Pragmatic move.
You break law.
There you go.
And centuries of tradition to
Ooh.
install your daughter as heir.
Challenging the king openly. It's not a good move, buddy.
Allow it. Allow it. That is no true Velaryon.
He is right, though, to be fair.
No nephew of mine.
Go to your chambers, you have said enough.
And every single person in the room knows that's true.
My true-born grandson.
My house survived the doom, and 1,000 tribulations besides. I will not see it ended on the account of this. Say it.
Daemon's enjoying this. He likes the power. Knowing he can stand on the lie.
Her children are bastards!
He's right. But now he's dead. Oh. Yeah, that crossed the line.
We'll have your tongue for that.
Okay. I expected that. Not from Daemon, though. But I guess it makes sense. Now the king's gonna be okay with that, I suspect. If he can. Is he gonna make it? Wow. As soon as he called Rhaenyra a whore, I knew he was dead. Even before that, saying that her son is a bastard. But then I thought, okay, there's probably some wiggle room, but no. Calling the king's daughter a whore? No. But Daemon doing that, yeah, I think Daemon has some pride and obviously really likes Rhaenyra, so I'm not that surprised that he did that.
Return to Driftmark on the morrow, my lady.
Queen that never was. Has a rock-hard heart. No reaction. Her child is dead, she thinks, and her husband might be dying. She has to play host.
He cares little whether my eyes are open or closed.
She has to play host to what she also knows is a bastard child that will rule over the kingdom that she's sitting in now. It's a terrible fate for her, really. And of course her brother-in-law just got his head sliced open by Daemon. She's just dead inside, and I don't blame her. I mean, what would you even think or do in that case? You have to deaden yourself in that kind of environment where you would go crazy. I suppose deadening yourself in a certain sense is going crazy, but you know what I mean. He made it to supper. Not on his own two legs, but still. That's something. That actor has a very smug face. You know what I mean?
Let us toast as well. Princess
Still picking on him. The only amusement he can gain from life is just messing with his...
The faces most dear to me in all the world. Yet grown so distant from each other.
Oh my god, so he did lose his eye. Just from the disease?
My own face is no longer a handsome one. Let us no longer hold ill feelings in our hearts.
He's trying so hard.
If not for the sake
I don't think it's gonna work.
and for the sake of this old man.
But I respect him trying.
I wish to raise my cup to Her Grace the Queen. I love my father, but I must admit that no one has stood more loyally by his side than his good wife.
Yeah, it's a bridge of connection.
Love and honor. And for that, she has my gratitude.
We have more in common than we sometimes allow.
Yep. Of course, this is too wholesome. There's going to be a fracture that is reintroduced, but this is nice. Have that moment of peace. It's like in war on the battlefield, sometimes they'll pause and just play soccer together. It's a story in World War I or II, I think, where that happened. Kind of similar vibes. You still just reconnect and realize, you're just human beings. In this case, family.
I regret the disappointment you're soon to suffer. But
come on, lay off. Little agent of chaos. I'm always a bit wary, though, whenever the music comes on in Game of Thrones. Things are afoot. I literally feel my heart rate increasing as soon as the music started. Why did you say that, Viserys? This is nice, though. Wild ass. Even Otto is joining in. Is this finally gonna be his passing? It feels fitting with the Last Supper. Being able to reunite in whatever way his family. I don't like this guy. This teenager now. Young man. That's a big dinner, a big feast.
Each of them handsome, wise.
He still holds a grudge for losing his eye, I suspect.
Do you not think yourself strong?
As soon as Viserys left.
Go to your quarters. All of you go, now.
Okay. I'll put my hatred for Daemon aside. I want him to beat this guy up. I forgot his name, but he looks older than I think he's intended to be. Because I was the kid that lost his eye. Last episode. Teenager. Young man. I'll go with that.
Let me see the children home. I'll, return on Dragonback.
Yeah, you can't always do that. If you have a dragon, you're basically flying when everyone else is walking or going on carriage. That is a superpower in of itself, even without the dragon fire. I hope they do reunite. Maybe that's what happens, and it's their children that spark everything? Spark the war, that is. Who's this?
It's been quite a night at the castle, Sims.
Oh!
Yes, lady.
Yeah, this was the wife of Daemon. Or, not real, well, he said wife, but pretty girlfriend, I guess. The woman of the night that wanted to be safe with him. I guess she just left. Stayed in King's Landing, rather. Maybe she holds a grudge against Daemon? I guess it's possible. Alicent really does care so much about Viserys. Regardless of how the marriage started, that's beautiful. Making the best of it, right? Ah. How they did the makeup on this. Prosthetics, really incredible. I'm blown away by it. Looks so real.
Against the cold, in the dark. It is you. You are the one.
So he doesn't think Rhaenyra is gonna be able to do it? Or maybe he's somewhat delirious right now. Oh, the blade of A Song of Ice and Fire. Is he seeing something? Oh. Oh. Again. I thought that was the, Did he say my lord? At the end there? Huh. That is interesting, though. The ending there has me a bit perplexed, because he seems to be saying or implying that Alicent is the one to unite the realm against the northern threat, a Song of Ice and Fire, White Walkers as we know them today. But then he defended Rhaenyra, took all of his might to walk to the throne room to defend her. So I'm not sure. Is he having a change of heart, or am I misreading something there? And then again, towards the end, it sounded like he took his last breath, and then he took another one and said, I think, my lord? I'm not sure what that means. Now, of course, all the children are grown up, pretty much, enough to have their own thoughts about each other, of course, and also the realm, even if they're immature thoughts. And I don't think there's any more time jumps. So, given that, this is basically, the stage is set now. So the last 2 episodes, I think, are going to finally boil over into war. But it's nice because Rhaenyra and Alicent seem to have a kind of connection going, rekindling the old friendship that they used to have, and of course, based in family, as Viserys really wanted. He is the glue holding everything together, not just as king, but as father and as husband. Meanwhile, the queen that was meant to be is completely shut off. Her emotions are buried deep. She isn't expressing them at all. She's trying to approach things more pragmatically, even though I do believe she thinks that Rhaenyra is responsible, at least in part, for her son's death, who she doesn't know Laenor is actually gone across the sea. And Rhaenyra can't tell her, because then her marriage to Daemon is invalidated. So that complicates things, but she seems to be handling it okay, at least in terms of a pragmatic perspective. But the emotions inside of her, if she has any, are boiling over like crazy. For me, they would be anyways. And then Corlys himself is apparently dying. I hope not. I actually like his character a lot. And the actor. But I would see that as another point of turmoil, even if Viserys somehow doesn't die, which I think at this point, he literally looks like a skeleton. He is disintegrating, and that's so sad. One of the saddest scenes in the show so far was just Rhaenyra coming home to King's Landing and seeing her father, Viserys, so deteriorated. I guess she hadn't seen him in 6 years, and that's how she sees him then? Just imagining going home and seeing my father that way. How do you handle that? I don't know. And I mean, that's taking away everything else going on, the power plays and the kingdom and all that. Just daughter to father. It's very heavy. So in short, my predictions are next episodes are going to finally break out into war, because Viserys is gonna die. I'm going to make that prediction again, and next episode I'm going to say, wow, he's still alive. How is that possible? My prediction is I'm going to be wrong about my prediction, so let's go with that. Alright, I'll see you guys next week, 6 p.m. EST on Sunday.